Happy Friday, everyone! This is Jennifer Sinceri, and I am a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator. And it is Friday, April 29th, 2022. I'm so glad you're here with me tonight. I'm excited. I have 4 cards for us to make. But before we begin, let's wish Lori, who's watching, a happy birthday. I believe it's her birthday today. So happy birthday, Lori. I feel honored that you're spending your birthday with me. Hi, Carol. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Shelly. Let's see who else is here. That's all I can see so far. So tonight we are going to play with Paradise Poems. This is in the mini catalog right now. And I'm going to be using Oceanfront. We're going to create 1 card with these 3 pieces and creating a sunset in the background. So I'm excited about that. We're also going to be using blending brushes this evening. We're going to do a lot of layering with the dies that come with this set. And let's see, what else? Oh, I'm also highlighting the New Horizons DSP, which is amazing. You guys have seen this lots of times. So this is also in the mini catalog, and it just worked perfectly with the stamp set. I'm telling you, we've got probably 3 or 4 stamp sets that really coordinate well together. Let's see, these 2 go great together. I've done the Grassy Grove. I've also done Seize the Day. All 4 of these stamp sets are great sets for creating scenes, and I love those. I love scene building stamp sets. Okay, are you guys ready? I'm ready. Let me lower my blind in my stamping room just a little bit so it's not in my eyeballs. And I think we're ready. Lighting looks good. I can see that we're live and people are here and we're commenting, so all is good. Alrighty. Let's see, the first card, I'm going to go with the easiest, and then we'll save the wow, excuse me, cards for the end, so you'll stick around. Okay. I am using a polished pink card base. So let me go ahead and burnish my card, make a nice crisp fold. I'm using my my bone folder. Let's get the words right here. I was kind of in a hurry tonight. Came home super fast because it's been a crazy week for me. So I didn't have time this week to prep for tonight's class until this afternoon. So left school right at 3 o'clock, came home. I've been playing in my stamping room for the last 2 or so hours to get ready for tonight, creating these lovely cards. So I hope that you're going to like them. I hope. All right, I am adding on a Whisper White layer because I want that crispness. I want that clean crispness to make this designer series paper pop. All right, so see how that's so nice, creating that little bit of white edging there. Okay, now I'm also going to be pulling some stamping blends, and I forgot to set those aside. So let me just grab the ones that I want really quickly here. I've got them in my little tower here. And we're going to need some brown. So let me grab that. Okay. Woo. So, what's the weather like where you guys are? It has been warm here this week. Kind of, well, not super hot. When I say warm, I don't mean freezing. Because lately, that's what our weather's been. Well, hello, Sharon and Carolyn. Oh, I got to sneeze. We've had a lot of wind this week. And that's making my allergies go crazy. All right, so I'm going to wait. I'm not going to adhere this down. I'm getting a little distracted. But let me go ahead and get started with the coloring. Now, what I did was I took, where did my dies go? I took the dies to this set. I think they're in the case. Yep. And I cut this die out on Whisper White. And what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to color the piece of paper with Stampin' Blends. All right. So that's already been pre-cut. And then I took the grass piece and I cut that out in Whisper White. And I'm also going to color this with my Stampin' Blends. All right. I wanted it to have a watercolored look to it. Instead of just cutting it out on cardstock. All right, let me move that out of the way. I'm just going to use this because when I'm coloring, this is going to be all messy, and I want to try and keep my surface distraction-free as much as possible. Okay, so I grabbed some Granny Apple Green. Love me some Granny Apple Green. How about you guys? One of my favorite greens. I'm going to go with the brush end and just going to layer on some color. This poor guy looks like, I ordered a new set. You know, with my Stampin' Blends, when one end starts to go, I still hold on to it because the other end's still good, and I want to get as much as I can out of that pen before I toss it. I wish I could figure out a way that we could refill them. I hate throwing them away. Oh, Miss Kitty is underneath my table. She's by my feet. So we might hear her talking. She's the baby in the family, if you remember. We adopted her, and actually she adopted us in December. She was a cat I wasn't planning on having. She was the surprise baby. All right. Hi, Pamela. Happy Friday evening to you. All right, this is the dark Granny Apple Green, so I'm just going to add a little bit of that in here. Also, I'm going to go with my brush stroke again. And I'm not doing anything fancy with this. I'm just adding color, but I wanted it to look watercolor painted. You know, I didn't want it to look perfect with cardstock, if you will. Now this looks crazy. I know that. Don't worry. We're going to go back in and we're going to add that lighter color and just blend it a little bit. Remember, alcohol pens dry quickly. You're going to see the variation in shades. Let's hope she doesn't jump up on the table. If she does, you're going to see a bushy tail. All right. I'm going to add a little darker, I think. A little bit dark, although this is my dark Old Olive. Where's my light Old Olive? Hi, Peggy. Peggy, let's see. Peggy, you've got rain. Ooh. We had a hailstorm last week. I was wearing my sandals at school. Did you guys see my post? I don't like wearing closed-toed shoes if I can help it. And I went ahead, and wore, I'm going to have to drink something, wore my sandals, and we had a hailstorm. And it was a pretty intense hailstorm. And I was stuck at the school office. I didn't have my umbrella with me when I went down there. And there was thunder, and there was lightning, and hail. And of course, at school, there's flooding on the sidewalks because, you know, nothing's ever level. It was crazy. Crazy, crazy. So then I braved it, and my pants from my knees down were soaking wet. It was that bad. Okay, so I've got my palm tree. It's all good to go. Maybe I need to cover up a little more of that white right there on the edge, just to make sure. Okay, and then I'm going to color the grass piece. Oh, I can still see a little bit of white. White on white, it's kind of hard to notice it until you put it on a color. There we go. Just making sure. All right, and now let's color our grass. Hi, Gail. Welcome, friend. Glad you could join us. We haven't seen you in a while. All right, taking my light granny apple again and just going to add some color. Now be careful if you do this technique that I'm doing, because these grass blades are pretty delicate. If you're too rough, you're going to rip them. And we don't want to do that. So I'm kind of holding it as I'm getting those grass blades, because I don't want them to rip. Let me grab my different pen. Remind me, I need to open my new Granny Apple pen pack. Okay. This looks crazy, I know. Don't worry. There's a method to my madness. All right, just adding lots of green, different colors of green. Grass has different hues, doesn't it? It's not all the same green. Now let's go back in. I'm going to open up my new Granny Apple Green because that faded one is pretty faded. Okay. Do light. We want the light. Brand spanking new. Okay. Just blending it in. Getting all the white. Oh, Miss Kitty's taking a bath. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Okay, I need to fix. I don't like some of those dark streaks. So let's figure out how we can try and get rid of those. I didn't want to cut them out of cardstock. I wanted this to look watercolor painted. So there is a method to my madness. All right. Believe it or not. Cardstock can look too perfect sometimes. And I really wanted to see color. I really wanted to see layers of color on this piece. Because I'm using a designer series paper that has that look of watercolor painting. So I wanted this to look like it had been painted. I didn't want it to look perfect, if that makes sense. Okay, I've already stamped my sun and I die cut it out. And then I have a sentiment piece here that I'm going to stamp. Now, I think I might make this a retirement card. My boss, my principal, is actually going to be retiring at the end of this school year. We're getting a new principal. Next year. And so I thought I would make a retirement card. Yes, there's lots of ways you can do this. Like I said, you can cut the die out on solid colored stock, obviously. I mean, we've done that so many times, right? You could cut it out on a lighter color cardstock and add color to it. I like to play with my stamping blends. So if this is too much work for you, obviously try something else to see if you like it better. This is just what I wanted to do. So I wanted it to look painted. I didn't want it, kitty on the table. I didn't want it to look perfect, as I said before. Okay. Now, let me go ahead and, she's trying to get into the cabinet. She is so funny. She is a very young kitty. The doctor told us in December that they thought she was 2. I'm not thinking she's 2. I'm thinking she was more like 1 when we got her, when we found her. She's very young. Okay, now we're going to add this fun palm tree. I'm going to hold it up so you can see the layering of that color on that palm tree. See the foliage? See how that's looks like it's been painted. The other thing that you could do is you could take re-inkers. You could do a wash on your paper. The only thing with a wash is the color is going to look more faded, more subtle, not as dark. There's lots of things. I'm not a huge fan of watercolor. When I try to do watercolor, it doesn't look that great. But that's me. Now I have to decide how I want my tree to be. Do I want it to be leaning this way? Do I want it to be leaning? That kind of looks like it's not anchored well in the ground. So I'm going to go this way and kind of lean it to the left. Okay. Oh, did I not? I guess I didn't put any adhesive on my trunk. So let's do that. Love that silicone mat. Makes it so easy. Okay. Now, I believe I only put adhesive towards the bottom of my trunk because I'm going to slip that puppy in there. But let me put a little bit of liquid glue. This is the New Horizons Designer Series paper. It is sold in the mini catalog. You're going to want to stock up on this paper because I've used it a lot. I love it. It has so many possibilities. But obviously our Designer Series paper does not carry over. It will retire at the end of the life of the catalog. So this paper is only available till the beginning of June, I believe. All right, so see how I deliberately did not put adhesive on the whole trunk because I'm slipping this grass in where I want it. And I'm using liquid glue because I have a little more grace, a little more wiggle room of where I want it. Okay, so little tips to make it easier. We're going to add a stamping dimensional to our sun here. And add that in. And I used Mango Melody for my sun. So it was a little bit darker. And then we're going to add this little sentiment there. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of baker's twine. The only thing is, I don't know that I want white baker's twine on it. Well, we could do it. We'll just do it. All right, so I just take my fingers and I wrap my baker's twine around my fingers a couple times because I like to do double bows when I am using baker's twine. Okay. Make my loops as I can spread them if I need to. All right. Then I'm going to take another piece, tie it around the center. If I can get my fingers to work, there we go. All right. Oops. Am I pulling the right piece? Yeah. Okay. Oops. I just pulled the wrong piece. Where did that piece go? That's the other one. So this one. Okay. There we go. Now let's trim our ends so they don't look crazy. All right. I'm going to pop that up and we'll put a little bow there. Okay. Oh, I think I left my my embellishments downstairs. Doggone it. I'll have to see what I can grab in my drawer. Okay. And a little glue dot. Gotta hide it so we don't see that. There we go. Let's put it down here. No, I don't like it there. We'll do it back over here. All right. That's on the edge of that little die cut. Okay, let me grab a couple rhinestones in my drawer here. Okay. Open in a new pack. I always have these guys in stock because I use them all the time. They're a great basic embellishment. So I always have them on hand. All right. We'll add a couple. Just a couple. I'll do it here. A little one here. All right. There's the first card. Okay. Super fun. You've got a watercolor look with that paper. Super easy and fun. Okay. All right. Next card we're going to do is a totally different color scheme. Not necessarily what I would think of for palm trees. But again, I'm pulling this paper. And then after this, I'm done with this paper. We're going to do some stamping and some blending. Okay, so looking at this paper, I thought this reminded me of a sunset. Okay, so I pulled a Misty Moonlight card base. And this paper is retiring. It is in the last chance sale right now. I looked a couple days ago, 2 days ago, and it was still there. So I'm hoping it's still there for those of you that want it. And then another piece of polished pink. And we're going to layer this on top. And I cut my polished pink, let's see, 1/4 inch smaller, but my designer series paper is 1/8 smaller. So it's just a tiny little bit of a mat, not as much as I normally do. Okay. So let's go ahead and adhere these. This card is just using more layers and die cuts. So it really shows off the dies in this bundle. There's a fun border die. Okay. Look at this piece right here. Isn't that fun? This would be beautiful on gold foil paper, silver. I cut it out in our Misty Moonlight, and I'm just going to add it here on the side. Now, you could have cut it out on an adhesive sheet. I never do. I kind of always forget to do that. So I'm just using my tape runner here and on my silicone mat. And then I'm going to go back through and use my little rubber eraser to pick up any adhesive that needs to come off. Okay. Oh, I can hear Percy crying. All right. Then I have cut out 2 palm trees. Okay, I've cut one out in Whisper White and one in the Misty Moonlight, and we're going to layer them on top of each other. Okay. Pretty fancy schmancy. And just move those pieces to the side. And I think I'm going to put the white on top. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. All right, so let's add a little bit of liquid glue. Doesn't take a lot, just a little bit to tack this down. I think the silicone mat's like $6, and it's great for when you're doing work like this because then you don't get your work surface all gluey. Okay. And so I'm just going to layer these kind of to the side of each other because I want to see the blue in the back. And I strongly suggest doing liquid glue with this because you've got some time to get it where you want it to be. Okay. Oh, I think, Shelly, you're going to want to play with this set after we're done tonight. I think you're going to want to do that. All right. So see how that's really makes it pop, and it really creates that palm tree as a focal point, layering the dies like that. What do you guys think about it? It's like it has a shadow. All right, then I cut 3 pieces of grass, and we're going to do the same thing with it. So we're just going to layer this on top of each other. So let's I'm reading your comments. Sorry, I got distracted. All right. So just a slight to the side so you can see the shadow, and then we're going to layer another one on top. So this is a fun technique. And it's super easy. So just okay. All right, so I think we'll do something down here, and I think we're going to pop these up with dimensionals. All right. So the sentiments in this stamp set, there's a birthday, there's a retirement. What else is there? Because I'm looking at what would be good. Let's see. Hope you find a little paradise wherever you may be. I think that goes with the happy retirement, or retirement wishes. And then it says wishing you a warm and beachy kind of day. That would be with the happy birthday. But I see this as, it could be a get well card. It could be thinking of you. You can use really any sentiment. You could even, I don't know that I would make sympathy cards with this. I don't know. But definitely birthday, thinking of you, cheering and encouragement cards. You can make thank you cards. And like I said, it really goes well with some of the other scene building stamp sets in this catalog that we have right now. So the ocean front goes really well with this. Seize the day. There's some things in there. And then there's Grassy Grove. They all kind of have bits to them that you can use with each other. All right, now I gotta see where I might need to move this guy over because I need to lay it on top of the palm tree without being too elevated. There we go. Okay. And then, isn't that pretty? I like that. Okay, I cut something, but I don't think we need it. You might just stamp on the designer series paper. You could do that. I'm a little scared to do it because I don't want to mess my card up. And then you could really add a nice bow on here. I kind of see a bow that's got lots of fibers and layers to it. Add some embellishments. I think that our iridescent rhinestones would be really pretty with this, which I would have to run downstairs to go grab. Although I'll look in my drawer and see if I have another pack. I dropped the ball. I left my embellishments downstairs that I have open. Let's see. Let me see. What do I have? Oh, I have another pack. Happy day. Okay. These will go really nice with this. And then looking at my ribbons, I had some of this retired thread, but I don't really like it with this. So I need something that's a little more flouncy, a little more, excuse me. I think we go with the crinkled, what's this one called? The crinkled seam binding ribbon. Yeah, let's do that. I wonder if I also have polished pink. If I can locate it, might be kind of nice to put the two together. I don't see it. You guys hear all my little ribbon spools? Oh, here. Got it. Got it. Let's see. I know some of you get intimidated with bow making. I don't know if I like the... Actually, not too bad. Oh, I'm so glad you like this one, you guys. All right. And it's not your typical Hawaiian tropical color scheme. So that's kind of nice, huh? It's a change. All right. Might be a little too big. I kind of wanted I wanted to add that texture with all these layers. I'm going to cut a little more off. Okay. Ah. It moved. There we go. Okay, I still need to trim that one piece. It's too long. There we go. It does hail in California for sure. It snows in California too. I just don't live in an area where it snows. All right. I need to cut that piece a little more. It's too long. Yep, that was crazy weather. Normally, I have my garden already planted by now. And I just haven't been able to do it because the weather has been so unpredictable lately. It's been windy, it's been cold, and then we had hail. So, yep, I'm hoping to get the garden planted tomorrow. I'm going to get up early and I'm going to go over to the nursery because I didn't even plant seeds this year, which I normally do. I usually have a little greenhouse. And I didn't do it because the weather's just been crazy, and with things going on with my sister-in-law, it's just been too many other things going on, you know? So we'll just go with the flow. All right, so I'm not going to put a sentiment on this one. I really like the front of that card. So pretty. Okay. And don't those rhinestones just look awesome because they're iridescent and they're going to pick up the color in the card. Oh, Percy's crying. Okay, next card. Next. Oops. Let's put those away. Okay. This one, goodness, my table looks like a whirlwind. This one, we're going to do some stamping. And you're going to need, because with photopolymer stamps, I'm pulling some of the stamps from Oceanfront to create a sunset with some water, okay? And because these are photopolymer, you really need a good dense surface, because a lot of times what happens, and I'll show you, I was playing around with it, you get spots, okay, where it doesn't cover it all the way. So even though this is a hard surface, my table's hard, you need this guy. This guy sells for like $5 in the catalog, the annual catalog. And it just works. Sometimes I've tried a book but I really like this. It's really dense foam. So it's kind of soft and hard at the same time, if that makes sense. I don't know why it works. There's got to be some reason to it, science reason, but I don't know why. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a sunset with this piece right here. Okay, now I tried it a couple different ways. I tried it with sponge daubers. I tried it with Stampin' Right pens. I didn't like either one of those. It wasn't vibrant enough. So what I'm going to do is actually use the ink pads. And I'll show you how. I'm just going to wipe this off because we don't want to get any ink in places we don't want it. All right, so I'm just getting any excess ink off my block. And I got a piece of tissue right there. Okay, so I am going to pull Pale Papaya, Flirty Flamingo, and Polished Pink. Aren't those pretty together? All right, so we are going to take Polished Pink and we're just going to put a little bit towards the end of the stamp. All right, then I'm going to go with my Flirty Flamingo, and then I'm going to go from this side and I'm going to go in the middle to this end. All right. Then I come in with my Pale Papaya to the very end. Kind of overlapping. Now when I did that, I got ink here, and that's okay. We're just going to wipe it off because we don't want to get that on our card. And my ink pad is fine. It's not contaminated. Okay. All right. And then we're going to get our paper positioned, and then we're going to come in with our stamp. A nice even pressure. And I give it time to just soak into the paper. I don't lift it off right away. There we go. Okay, isn't that pretty? All right, then for our water, we're going to use Bermuda Bay. And the water is this stamp. Now this is from Oceanfront, okay? So we're using this to coordinate with our Paradise Palms. So I go this way. I go with my ink pad upside down because I really want to make sure I'm getting a lot of ink on that image. Okay. And I'm going to check my block, make sure I don't have ink where I don't want it. And we're going to use the straight side and come up as close, but if you don't want to be right on top of it. Okay. There's our water. It's looking good. And then we're going to add some sand. And I'm going to use crumb cake. Check my block. Make sure I don't have ink that's going to get on my paper. And so I want a hill. So we're just going to come up as close without getting into the water. All right. There we go. So there's our scene. So now what you're going to do, oh, and I forgot, we got to add in some grass. Now, There is a stamp in Paradise Palms that is grass. Okay, so I'm pulling this one. And it's rubber, so we're going to be careful. We don't want to rock it because we don't want to get the edges. All right, and we're going to use some Pear Pizzazz on this. And I didn't put my stickers on yet, so let's hope that I don't make a boo-boo. I got to move my chair out of the way. Okay, here we go. We're just going to add some grass, and I don't need this anymore. I'm just going to move it. Gonna add some grass, and we're going to layer. It's okay. Okay, there's grass. All right. Now, we're going to add texture to this. You're going to run it with an embossing folder, and I picked my favorite folder. It is retiring, sadly. It is the Textile Texture. Is that what it's called? Shelly and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Textile Texture, I believe. Something like that. It looks like this. All right, you're going to run that through. So we're going to put this in here. Run it through your machine. And with the magic of being prepared, I've run it through. I had one already prepared. So ran it through. You can see the texture on that. You want to do your stamping first before you texturize your paper. Otherwise, your inks will not cover well on the paper. Okay? So there's our sunset with some grass. Okay. And we're going to have a white card base. Just trust me on this, you'll see. We're going to add in a layer of Coastal Cabana. Okay, and then we're going to lay this guy on top. All right, and then we're going to build a scene with some palm trees. So let's get this going first. All right, I got to pull up my chair again because I need to sit down now. All right. Goodness, when I start crafting up in my stamp room, I make a mess. I've got stuff all over my table. I can't even find things. Oh, here we go. Okay. You can use your tape runner. You can use liquid glue when you have embossing. It's totally up to you. Whichever you like best. Make sure that this is centered. And then I'll lay that on top. Now the last card I'm going to make is a much more dramatic card. All right, so this has got some light colors. Has a springy, summery look to it. The last card I'm going to make is going to look more bold and stunning, I would guess. Okay, so I have stamped 2 trunks, okay? And then I've stamped 2 tops of the trees, and I also stamped our little coconuts. So I did that in advance. I've got those pieces here. Okay. So we're going to add these on here. Let's see where exactly we want them. I got to make sure that the leaves of my palm tree are in the white space, not in my mat. And I think we're gonna, there we go. I didn't want it to look so lined up. I think we'll pop these up with dimensionals to give it a little bit of interest. Yeah. And then if we wanted to, we could add a sentiment. I think this is too, well, it kind of works, but I feel like it's a little bit too big. So I might have to cut something smaller. All right, let's put these pieces together first, and then we'll pop it up with some dimensionals. So this die has a nice little round piece, which is great to put your glue on and then add your leaves. I like that design. Let's pop those coconuts with a dimensional. Let's really give it a little bit of, where'd they go? There they are. I'm sorry, Stacy, what overpowers the card? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Yeah, the big oval, it's too much. I agree. Okay, so we got that piece. And then let's do this one. It was for one of the other cards and I didn't use it. So I either cut something out or I just leave it and then I'll cut it out later. Ooh, my little label's falling off. Oh, no, I want it dimensional. See, I'm getting sidetracked here. Okay, and then we're going to add these on with some dimensionals also. So I'm just cutting the end that's not the little hexagons or whatever they are. I have to count the sides. But that way these little pieces get used up. They don't go to waste, and they're a little bit smaller. So it works great for this trunk. And I can use one of these bigger pieces for the palm leaves. Okay. Yeah, we want to enjoy that really pretty background. So you're going to have to pick something that's a little bit on the smaller side so that we don't lose all that beautiful color. Okay. All right, let's take off our backings. Oops, I'm going to start with this one. The boys are downstairs and they're going to go ride bikes. And sounds like someone is getting a tire pumped. All right. Doo-doo. It's going to be a little bit off my white, but as long as it doesn't go off the white card base, we're good. All right. That's pretty. I like that. Okay, let me see. I need a small die cut. So let me find something. And let's see, we can make this a birthday. No, I was going to make it a retirement card, I believe. No. No, I did the other one was retirement. Let's do a birthday. Let's do a birthday. And let's make sure that the birthday will fit. Should. All right, let me cut this piece out. I'm going to pull my little mini here. Okay, I'm going to put in our one plate. My plates are already quite warped. I'm trying to turn them around to flatten them to the other side. All right, I'm just going to get a little piece of scrap paper here. Put my die so you can see it. All right. Now see how mine's already warped? So instead of doing it this way, I want to do it the other way to kind of bend it to go the other direction and help flatten it out. Okay. And just do that a couple times and that'll help your plates. Okay. All right. And let's take this guy off. I think I better put the sticker on this one so I can see exactly where it's going. Let me make sure we keep it on our little piece here. Okay, thanks for sharing the video. I appreciate that. I always forget to ask you guys to share the videos. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate. And while I'm talking about that, if you haven't already liked the video or loved the video, that would be helpful also, because that helps people see the video. It helps them find me. Thank you, thank you. I can see hearts. Okay, we're going to just ink this up in black. Let me stand up so I can see. Oops, try not to get my head in the way. Oh, look at that. I got a little bit on there. All right, let's see if I can save it. I pressed too hard. It's rubber. So take a little file emery board here and scrape off that black ink. Nobody will know. Or turn it over. But because this has some stitching on it, I'm going to just try this method first. Just smoothing it out. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's add this guy right here. And we'll pop that up with, we'll pop this up with a dimensional. My son just walked by and gave me a big heart. He goes, "I'm your biggest stamping fan." He was asking me tonight, "How many followers do you have?" His friend is over and he's like, "So is your mom like famous?" They're like, I told them, "Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I have like almost 800 subscribers. I'm like 4 away." And they're like, "Dang, your mom's big." I'm like, what does that mean? All right, let's add a little embellishment to this guy. And because we're using those really soft colors, I'm going to use one of these rhinestones, iridescent rhinestones, to pick up the pinks and the orangey colors. Okay, isn't that pretty? And I think I might only do one. If I did more, I might put them down here and they could look like shells. Maybe we'll do 2 more. We'll see. What do you guys think? Should I do 2 more or just leave it at 1? I think I should just leave it at 1. Let's just leave it at 1. If you're in doubt, don't do it. Okay. I really like that card. Came out super cute. Isn't that pretty? And I love how the coconuts pop up on top of the popped up palm trees. Yeah, you could put the sea glass on here too, but I have misplaced my sea glass. I have not been able to find it. It went out to sea. Okay, last card, you guys. Last card. We're going to go with a Flirty Flamingo card base, basic black matte, and we're going to use some white. And we're going to use our blending brushes, okay? So let me pull some inks. We're going to need Flirty Flamingo because that's in our card base. Let's go with Pale Papaya. And let's do, maybe I won't do Pale Papaya. Maybe we'll do some Mango Madness. Or Mango Melody, I don't know. I kind of like these colors together. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to create just a sunset background on this, and then we're going to be stamping on top of it with black. Okay? And it's going to be more of a dramatic look. So let's see. Let's go with maybe the darker color and then lighter colors going up. We'll see what it looks like. We'll just play around. If we don't like it, we can always turn it over. All right. So I'm just taking a brush. These come in a 3-pack. They are washable. Some people order them 1 per color family. Or you just wash them and use them with different colors. They are going to stain. All right, so I'm just getting a little bit of the color off. And I think I want to go with the dark and then go light. Let's do it that way. And I go off into my paper. Okay. It seems like this one got a little wet. All right, that's our polished pink. And then let's go in with some Flirty Flamingo. Okay. I think we need to go darker with our pink. All right, so let me go back in with a little more of that pink. Make it a little darker. There we go. That's more like it. Okay. All right, they're arguing about whose gloves or who's outside. It's funny. Okay, and you want to make sure you don't have stripes. You want to blend those colors. Okay. All right. I'm afraid. I don't know if we should do that color. Let's go with the pale papaya. Okay.
Cool.
Shh.
Jennifer! Oh my gosh! It's my favorite stamping lady!
Oh, he thinks he's funny. He's trying to get attention. All right. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. All right. Now let's put that up against the black. What do you guys think? Nice? Okay. Now we're going to stamp on this, and we're going to stamp palm trees. Okay? So I'm going to take one of these guys off, and I need to wash my stamp because I had espresso on it, and we want black. Okay. And I think I'm going to do the other one too, because let me just wash it off. All right. Excuse me. All right. Okay. Let's go here. And then let's re-ink that. And let's go. I want it leaning more. So I'm turning it upside down. I'm actually making it go the other direction. And that's okay. Okay. So it's this way, I believe, but I wanted it to go the other direction. And so it's thinner down here, wider up here, but my palm leaves are gonna hide this, and I'm gonna add some grass down here. So it's gonna be fine. Nobody's gonna be, oh, you did it wrong. Okay. All right, let's add our black grass. I didn't put my sticker on. So I'm just going to go over and I'm just going to add a little more. I don't know. I'll go there. A little bit there. And then maybe just a little there. There. Okay. And then let's do our palms, our leaves. Okay. Let's do the other one. I should have put that a little lower. of hard because they've got a lot of space right there. So you're going to want to push it down more than you feel like you're going to need to so that you don't have that gap. But maybe I can fix it with my coconuts here. There we go. All right. How are we doing on time? Ooh, I'm over an hour. I got to finish up. Got to finish up. Okay. Then we'll pop this up. I think I'm going to put on dimensionals, and then we'll add a sentiment, maybe a ribbon, and call it good. This one isn't really hard, and it's fun playing with those blending brushes. Now, because I don't want gaposis, I am going to add on more dimensionals than I normally would because I don't want my layer caving in. So I put on a few more than I normally do, but I want to make sure it's anchored well. Okay. And then we could use this, but that's too big. It's too big. We need a smaller one. Oh, my oval punch, my layered oval punch would be awesome, because then I could do a black mat. Which is downstairs, ladies. Goodness gracious. All right. Let's go with some of this. And I think I'm going to have to run downstairs, you guys, to get that punch. All right. So I can finish this card. All right. Bear with me. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got it. All right. We're going to do black and we're going to do white. So let's do the black piece. And then we're going to do the white. Okay. And I think we'll make this one a birthday card too, because it fits, and I'm always needing birthday cards. Always. Okay. Oh, I did retirement. I don't need retirement. Well, turn it over. There we go. Okay. Love this double or layering oval punch. I love it. Now, let's make our bow a little smaller. Trim our tails. And we're going to pop this guy up and we'll add our bow. Maybe right there. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me on your Friday night. This was fun. I hope you've gotten some great ideas on all the possibilities. I don't like it centered like that. I don't like it there either. I don't know, maybe we don't do a bow. Okay, let's put a couple rhinestones on there. And then we're done. Would be kind of fun to put them in the palm tree, wouldn't it? But I don't want to go crazy. What do you guys think? Should I put them in the palm tree? Maybe. That's too much. It's too much. All right. I'm going to leave it. I better stop while I'm ahead. Okay. Those are our cards tonight, you guys. Thanks for joining me. And thanks for sharing and commenting and engaging with me. It was so much fun. I always enjoy our Friday nights together. There's going to be a promotion coming up very soon with the new annual catalog. It's going to be a joining promotion. So if you have a long wish list, if you've gotten your brand new catalog and you have a lot on your wish list, you might consider joining my team because you're going to get added goodies. So I'm going to be posting information about that, and I'll probably do a little video on this new promotion. I don't have all the details memorized in my head yet, but you're going to be getting extra things than you normally would in your starter kit. So it's going to be a good time to start up. Okay, so just throwing that out there too. That doesn't happen until May, so wait for my post and I'll give you all the details on that. All right, I can't remember what next Friday's class is. I'm going to have to go look and see what I scheduled. But I look forward to seeing you. Have a fabulous weekend, everyone. If you don't already follow me on YouTube, make sure that you do that. And I will see you next week. Okay, guys? Take care. Bye-bye.